What not to compost. Composting is one of the most impactful ways to reduce global waste. Fondly referred to as black gold, compost is rich in nutrients and can be used for gardening. Compost is organic material that can be added to soil to help plants grow. Composting is the natural process of recycling organic matter, such as leaves and food scraps, into fertilizer that can enrich soil and plants. You can compost almost anything that is organic and was once living. However, there are some things you cannot compost or should avoid composting them. Putting the wrong item in your compost bin may not only lead to inefficient biodegradation, but also contamination of the whole heap. Some items need a little more consideration before composting them. Why can't we compost the following items? Inorganic and non-biodegradable materials like plastic, glass, aluminum foil, metal should never be thrown into a compost pile because it will never break down. Meat and fish remains are wholly organic, and therefore will decompose. These can be attractive to nighttime scavengers like raccoons, rats and opossums. While eggshells, bread and noodles are good for your compost pile, they may cause an unintended pest problem. Eggshells can still be used in an open compost pile if you make sure to wash them thoroughly before composting. Products such as cakes and pastries attract pests, insects and animals. Manure that come from animals that may eat meat, such as dog, cats and pigs can be composted, but can carry pathogens that can spread disease. A compost pile must get very hot before these possibly harmful microbes are killed. Composting cat litter is not enough to kill the diseases associated with cat feces. Using contaminated compost carries the risk of contaminating your garden soil. Sawdust from all types of trees, soft or hard, can be used in your compost pile. The one thing to be mindful of is if you will be composting sawdust from chemically treated wood. Coal and ash may contain dangerous trace elements that may get into food you are growing. Walnut trees release a chemical called juglone which is toxic to some vegetables and plants. It is best to avoid composting anything related to walnuts which can be toxic to some plants such as tomatoes and inhibit their growth. Citrus fruits kill vital composting worms. The peel makes the compost too acid and when it is spread around it will harm your garden soil. Also, the pesticides used on citrus is harmful to the soil. Seeds from fruits will germinate in compost. While it is easily uprooted and put back to be made into more compost, the stone fruit seeds can be quite hard and can last a couple of years in the soil to decompose. Invasive weeds like creeping Charlie can be composted. However, these invasive weeds often come back from even small pieces of plant material. While composting these invasive weeds will not harm your compost, it could help spread unwanted weeds to parts of your yard where you use your compost. Color newspapers today are printed with a soy-based ink and is perfectly safe to compost. The problem is that some color printed paper is coated in a thin layer of wax. While this wax is harmless, it can keep the color paper from composting well. You can speed up how fast color paper composts by shredding the paper, but if you do not have the time or means to shred, it may be better to skip composting colored paper. If plants in your yard become diseased and die, do not place them in the compost pile. Composting diseased yard waste will not kill the disease. It can spread to other plants. It is best to burn or throw away diseased yard waste. Composting is a great way to make your own organic fertilizer. It allows you to decompose the waste material of your garden and food scraps of your home, which otherwise would have been thrown into the trash. Composting is great for reducing curbside trash, but not everything is suitable for those compost bins. Observe best practices to achieve optimal results.